On the off chance anyone sees this, yes, I'm using a filter so I don't look busted. But, I'm not a social media person. I've only barely started to have the courage to, post comments on YouTube. A lot of anxiety, think I'm gonna, like, mess up. But, I can't stay silent. Since October 7th, I've wanted to do more, 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 more. And I'm disabled, so I can't, and I live in the sticks. I can't go to a protest, but I try to find different ways, like, local pantry, things like that, to help my community. Because, I mean, we're all hurting, but we all have to do something. And I don't want to be one of those people sitting around saying, why doesn't anyone do anything? And I thought, well, if my body is too broken to get out there and be with the people, my voice can be. I can be another voice screaming to stop. Because we have to save the Palestinians. We have to save Iran. We must stop this regime. If America or Israel were doing this to kittens, if they bombed a school full of 250 kittens and little puppies, the world would be losing their shit. They would be gunning for Israel. How could you? How dare you look at those innocent little puppies? But when it's a starving baby, that's just par for the course. And that comes from the party of pro-life. We care about life so much. We can't even stand the thought of an abortion, when it can't feel anything, and most of the time you just need a pill, and then it's just a little crampy period. We love life. We won't even allow women that, even though it's their body. But as soon as the kid's born, who gives a shit? They don't advocate for funding welfare, funding food stamps, funding foster care and child protective services. They don't do any of that because they don't care. In reality, they have a breeding kink and they want to force on everyone else. Which is why they can watch a Palestinian child who is so starved and emaciated that you've never seen a baby like this. I it was hard to comprehend it was real. It was uncanny valley. This poor little boy. And the hospital said they can't help him. There were no supplies, they can just make him comfortable. I mean, my God. And then the people we call barbarians that can fight back because the Palestinians can't, Lebanon can't. They have that fucking iron dome we gave them. As if that you should ever have it. What are you doing that requires a fucking iron dome? We now know what you're doing. Which now for us is because we're no longer guzzling down the fucking propaganda, most of us. The moral people in this are the Palestinians and Iran. The reason why every president said, do not fuck with Iran, is because they are the part of the Middle East with an army that will kick the shit out of you. And they've even let us slide. We've struck them before, and we'll call saying it's a whoopsie daisy, and they go, "All right, you get one." And one, they're not bombing us at all. Unlike, us targeting their schools and hospitals, very Israeli when you think about it. But they're they're even waiting for boots on the ground to fight back because they want to fight actual fighters, actual combatants, the enemy that's trying to hurt you, as you should in war. Civilians should not be a part of war. Meanwhile, on TikTok, I'll see IDF soldiers holding up Palestinian women's underwear and giggling in their bombed out homes, doing little TikToks, right as their friend shoots an RPG at a building. Or, my favorite, the protest in Tel Aviv. And the protests were because IDF guards were arrested for I'm sorry, raping Palestinian men. So much so that one prisoner said when he entered a room, there were 5 other men. He had 2 men escorting him. And they said, "Here's your welcome party." And they all raped. They all violated him. Those 2 out of 7 were arrested. And there was a protest because how dare they arrest him? It is their right to do whatever they want to Palestinians. Be it rape, torture, it doesn't matter. They're Palestinians. And they just had it coming. If you ask them, like, what about a Palestinian baby? A baby, just a little nugget you can cradle in your arms. No, that's a terrorist. No, that's evil. That's bad. Evil baby. Why is it an evil baby? It's Palestinian. Okay, but why is that evil? Why is being Palestinian evil? Because they follow the Quran? If you're Jewish, you should be used to people taking your religion and doing spin-offs. I mean, I know you spit on Christians, but come on, spitting on Christians is infinitely better than shoving them into an open-air prison and slowly and methodically committing a genocide. If I just do it slow enough, the world won't notice. That was, the mustache man's issue. He was just trying to, like, crank it out. And Israel learned from that clearly. If you just do it really quiet and keep mentioning, we're Jewish, don't forget we're Jewish, can't say I'm committing a genocide because I'm Jewish. Okay. Does by that logic, can I murder any man? Men have violated women since the dawn of time. You can't throw a stick without hitting a woman who's been violated by a man. But I guarantee, if I was on here saying because of that all men are terrorists, and even at infancy we just need to throw them in a bucket to drown, men would be rightfully losing their mind. But for some reason, when that baby's Palestinian, when that baby's Iranian, it is no longer a baby. It is a monster to be destroyed. It's a baby. No matter what, it's just a baby. And we need to be better than this. All of us need to use our voice to scream that this regime must end. And it needs to end with them all on trial. Every single one. Stephen, and any Democrats who knew and sat on the sidelines. I'm not just going after Republicans here. Both of them are guilty with this 2-party system that we were never even meant to have. And this is a lot for my first TikTok, but the whole point was me making these to protest. And I'll continue with in the next one, I suppose.